Can I explain what local realism is? Sure. So if you've been keeping up with the Nobel Prize for Quantum Physics, it was awarded for people who basically disproved local realism. So there are two, kind of three, but mostly two things that local realism assumed. Number one, the universe is local. To interact with something, you need to be near that something. For example, if I wanted to move this peepee, I have to touch this peepee and move it. I can't psychically move it remotely, no matter how hard I try. So that's locality. For things to interact, they have to essentially touch. The second assumption is realism. There is one real universe in one real state, and one real thing happens when we look at the one real universe. In this case, the peepee is either here or not here. It can't be in a state of both at once. The third sort of thing that it assumes is free will exists. Not really. It's just that there's this baked-in assumption that if you are doing an experiment, that the people who did that experiment chose to do so of their own free will. Now, the problem with local realism is for quantum mechanics to work, you have to reject one of those three assumptions. Either one, the universe isn't local, that's the old waveform collapse model, which states that if particles are entangled, they can affect each other millions of miles, light years away. Distance basically doesn't matter. You give up locality, you get that. Number two, you give up realism. There isn't just one state of the universe, there's multiple states. That's what the many worlds theory is. There isn't just a PP or no PP, either is equally valid. Or three, you reject free will, at which point the experimenters have no free will, thus they're not actually decoupling anything from a long chain of entanglement that goes back to the Big Bang. And that's what superdeterminism says. There is no truly independent action, so there is no truly independent result. Right now, the waveform collapse model is largely looked at as incoherent. We know that moving faster than light would break relativity, and the whole universe, as far as we've seen, operates based on relativity. So it is probably not that. Entangled particles are likely not sending some message to each other faster than light. So then the question is the universe super deterministic? Was everything basically decided from the Big Bang? Or is the many worlds theory true? Is there not one objective true universe, but rather multiple quantum states of the universe? And we don't know which one is true. Plus, there are some other models that we might want to look into. But that's what research is for. By the way, if you want your own quantum peepee, go to itemlabel.com. They're my sponsors and they pay my rent.